Alright, alright, alright. Hey everybody, I'm Eric. I'm making a game. It's called the Godkiller. I'm going to do a quick demo of it. I recently redid the first level. Just had a moment where some things were bothering me about it. And I realized I could either kind of try to polish them up and make myself feel better about them, or I could just redo the first level and fix the larger things that were bothering me as not being that good. I'm much happier today as a result. So I had like this little bit of cognitive dissonance going on where I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be good, it's turning out well, and then like every once in a while I'd see something and think, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? And it would just bring me down. But there was also this competing feeling like I have to keep going, I have to keep making progress. I don't have time to go back and fiddle over everything. But I guess the distinction I had to make was, is this fiddling over something that doesn't matter, or is it actually fundamental? And I think I made the right choice. So let me show you the new first level. Okay. It has some similarities to the old first level. So M starts out outside of the egg, which is the spawning point, and it's an empty room, and this is one thing I decided upon. I don't want God, the floating hands that you'll see in a moment, to be there right at the beginning. I don't want that character immediately explaining things and interacting. It just seems like too much to have that right away. So the player will just figure out movement keys like any player could without any real frauding. And the other thing I decided to take out was nagging. The whole thing about the God character in tutorial fashion saying, oh, just keep continuing this way or that way. I just don't think it's necessary. I think people figure out where to go on their own pretty much. So unless I get to a spot where it seems like it's not obvious what to do next, or you wouldn't just find it by sort of a osmosis type exploration of all the options, I'm not going to do any kind of nagging. Alright, so our new player, who is this character who is also new, just like the player in this world, continues south. And I haven't written all the dialogue yet and recorded it, but she's going to say a few things like, oh, what's this? It'll be clear that she's confused. She heads south. Here are the God hands. God's here. God says hello and genuinely freaks out the main character, and it takes a while for her to calm down. Because, you know, she was just born into a new world, and these floating hands accost her. So then there's a much smaller room than what I had before. I did have, like in the previous first level, a giant chamber that you walked out into, and I just thought that's not really good for learning the basics of the game. And it's kind of like it's shooting my wad early. So if I want to have like a big grandiose room someplace, it shouldn't be right at the very start. And this level actually does kind of get large and grandiose in a different way. It's just a little more controlled as far as spaces go. So you can walk around this room a little bit. I'm not going to have God talking your ear off like I did before. He will say a few things here. Okay. So then eventually, through just simple osmosis exploration, you'll end up finding this passage. And God doesn't follow you into this room. I still have to make the asset for it, but I want there to be an apple I call it the apple of infinite speed. It'll be right here on this platform, and that will unlock the ability for you to fling. So flinging is when you can hold down the shift key, push a direction, and go all the way in that direction. So it'll be a bit of a joke that God doesn't want you to eat the apple of infinite speed, and you eat it anyways, and then your reward is you get to fling yourself around really fast. And then God will sort of chastise you a little bit for eating the apple of infinite speed, but He really expected you all along. He expected you to do that, so He's not really mad at you about that. That's actually you just following His plan. So you get into this upper area. And see, like there still is like a fair amount of large space here to explore, but it's not as unbounded as the previous thing was. Okay, so then here, walk along. And God should catch up with me in a second. Okay, and there's going to be an exchange between God and the character down beneath, whose name is Billy. Billy will reluctantly fight you in this little arena type area, and Billy won't be a good fighter. You'll end up killing Billy. Billy will be somewhat upset about that. He didn't want to fight you in the first place. And it actually is, I won't give spoilers away, but the relationship between you and Billy continues throughout the game. Okay, so then there's a door here. It's called Win, and once you've bested Billy, you go through the Win door and exit the level. And that is the new first level. There I killed Billy. So, I'm not going to do a big long session on this one. I'm just going to do a quick demo and call it good. Next I'm going to work on that apple. But when I'm streaming, the modeling doesn't work very well. There's a lot of lag in the controls, so I don't want to do any 3D modeling while I'm on the stream. Alright, stopping the stream. Thanks for watching. Stop it.